Voicemails and emails. Here's a voicemail I received. I'll play it, then we will address it.
Hey, David. Hey, Lewis. Great discussion on the drinking age being changed to age 18. Now, here's a new one for you. Let's hear your opinion on women serving openly in combat, frontline combat. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, Gordon Klingenschmidt discussed this with us, the former Navy chaplain, saying, well, listen, women can't lift stuff that's as heavy, and therefore I don't agree that they should serve in combat. Here's my take on it. I believe there should be no restriction on the gender you are required to check in a box to serve in combat in the military. Where the restrictions should be what statistics, what prerequisites, what barometer do we have to determine if an individual, man or woman, is fit to serve in combat. So this could be, I wouldn't get involved in the specifics, but this could be anything from, can you lift X amount of weight? Can you, I don't know, whatever else it is, whatever the requirements are, they should be regardless of gender. That is my take. And if the requirements are such that a higher percentage of women can't meet them, then they can't serve in combat. I believe that is fair.
Any individual who can meet those requirements should be able to perform combat.
That is my take.
Same here.
You think that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it is not discriminatory. Some would argue, well, it's all being set up in a way that would prevent too many women from serving. There has to be some kind of barometer as to what you need to be able to do. And this applies for police, this applies for FBI, this applies everywhere. So I don't think it's outrageous. I don't think it's discriminatory in this particular case.
Right.
Emails on my Porno Patdown that I received at Hartford Airport. I've heard the story a million times. Seems people bitch about it, but they keep on flying. Boycott till they find another way. Same thing with gas and taxes. Bitch, 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 and no action. Yeah, I mean, people have to fly. And by the way, it was funny to me. It wasn't even that, I didn't find it invasive. I didn't even really care. The whole thing was absurd. I didn't really think it was making people who were on my flight safer by shaking out my pants and tickling my armpits. Maybe it was, but for me, it's not a question of bitching. It's what it is. I'm just reporting what happened. I report, you decide. If somebody took a gun into the airport and shot up the place because of those pat-downs and scanners, I wouldn't be surprised, nor would I care, because something has got to be done to stop these things. I completely disagree with this email. Actually shooting up an airport to protest airport security, to me, does not make sense. Glenn Beck comparing himself to Martin Luther King. Beck knows he's lying. He depends on the ignorance of his audience, who will never investigate what he says. That is one possibility, which we discussed. Does Glenn Beck know he is lying? Does he believe he is telling the truth? I believe he knows he's probably not telling the truth.
He just likes the ratings and the attention. And
on the Gordon Klingenschmidt interview, if anyone should be kept from serving in the military, it's this delusional loon. He's the dangerous one. Where does this guy get off saying homosexuals are not capable of being in the military? Has he ever heard of Sparta, Alexander the Great, or Lawrence of Arabia? I'm sure he would claim that he's very familiar with them, the same way he claimed to know what the founding fathers wanted and what God wanted. But I would agree with you, he probably is not too familiar with those things. And lastly, should we ban guys that are 6'4" and 260 pounds, since most men wouldn't be able to lift them to save them by the same logic? I don't know. Should we? I don't believe so.
No.
But this goes back to, should women serve in combat? If they can meet the prerequisites, I believe they should. Mm-hmm. Join us on the bonus show, davidpakman.com.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.